All right, let me talk to the people who are like me and don't want to feel salesy when they are selling travel online or particularly on social media. It makes us kind of hold back with promoting our business when we feel sleazy and when we feel like we're always selling by talking about us. And you're partly right, because people, when they first, land on our page or meet us for the first time, they want to know what's in it for them when they start working with us. Of course, we need to build know, like, and trust in order to get them to buy, but at first they really don't care who we are. So how do we sell to them? How do we hook them without feeling salesy? And the answer, my friend, is stories. And I'm going to talk about that in a second, but if you're not sure who I am, I'm Erin Cook. I am the creator of the Travel Biz Impact Membership Academy, and I help travel agents just like you work smarter, not harder, so you can make more money in less time. That's what I do. And today, that's exactly what we're going to try to do, is figure out how to get those sales on social media going and getting people to know, like, and trust you so you can nurture them until they're ready to buy travel. Remember, you need to stay top of mind because travel is not an instant sale. All right, so how do we do that without repeating ourselves, saying, buy from me, I'm the expert, look how good I am. It does come off sleazy. So here's 3 stories that you can share, on your social media or wherever you're doing your online promotion without feeling sleazy. So let's do a little experiment really quickly. Pretend that you're somebody that's coming to me and I want to tell you about this add-on, this markup that I can do for a romantic dinner on the beach, okay? So let's just use that scenario. I'm taking this from inspiration from one of my most popular posts that I have on Instagram about beach dinners. So let's say that you come to me and I'm going to say, hey, would you like a romantic dinner on a beach? That's an upgrade that you can get for just X amount or whatever. Great, they might get excited about that, okay? That feels more salesy to me than this, okay? So I'm going to start talking to you about my romantic experience on the beach with my husband when we went to Mexico last year. We got our own private butler. He came out just dressed to the hills. It was so blazing hot out, but he came out dressed up just for us. We were the only ones on the beach that night. The wind was blowing softly, the waves were crashing gently, and it smelled so good out there, just like fresh open air. And we sat down at our table, we had our salad, but then came the most exciting part of the dinner for me, which was lobster cappuccino. I wasn't sure what it was, but I was so excited to see because I love lobster and I love cappuccino. I just couldn't picture the two together. But out came this beautiful plate. It was the size, bigger than a watermelon. And inside of this big white plate was this big divot for the soup. I'd never seen anything like it, but it was beautiful. The most beautiful plate I've ever seen, or bowl. And inside the bowl, inside the big welt in the center, was a crouton that had a big jumbo shrimp standing up on top of it. And I'm not sure how they got it to stand up there, but it had little vegetables all around it. And it smelled so good. And then the butler, just all dressed up, came out with this beautiful matching carafe that matched the beautiful white plate. And he came out and he gently swirled this lobster cappuccino, which ended up being lobster bisque, around and around until my little bowl was full. And I could have eaten that all night. It tasted so amazing, and all you could do was smell all of those ingredients coming together, and it was the most memorable part of the dinner on the beach. Now, what did I just do there? I sold you the experience. I didn't sell you the features. Okay, if I had just talked, you can have your choice of lobster bisque, this salad, whatever. That's exciting to some people, not as many as when they can paint the picture themselves and you can sell the experience to them. So I want you to think about that when we talk about ways of selling. So those are stories, right? I was sharing a story to sell you rather than a benefit, or a feature, rather than listing those. So here are 3 ways that you can sell in stories, okay? I'm gonna give you examples. So the very first one is educational. Let's say you wanna talk about how you, let's use something totally different. You can use it for your niche, okay? Tweak this however you want. It works for products, services, whatever. Let's take somebody that is going to be selling custom bathing suits, okay? So that's a product, but a service will be the same way because we all do things differently. Let's take the generic one of selling a bathing suit, a custom bathing suit. So maybe your steps are, after you book the consult, you're going to come in, try on bathing suits that you like. Next step, you're going to get measured, and then you're going to talk with our designer and order your custom bathing suit. All right, so maybe those are your steps, but if you say that over and over, it just sounds boring and salesy. But what if you said, on your shared a video, or maybe on a slideshow type carousel where they can scroll through some pictures or some slides that you've created. What if you said, meet Susie. Susie was feeling unconfident. She had just had bariatric surgery and was looking for a custom bathing suit to help now with her extra skin until she gets the skin removal. Okay, so right now you have a connection with her because it's a real problem that people have. Okay, you already know how Susie feels because maybe you felt the same way. That's an emotion. All right, Susie came to our store and she met with Kate, and Kate helped her try on all the bathing suits that Susie thought she would like to wear but didn't quite feel comfortable in. And then when she was done, Kate took her to this private waiting room, and you can show a picture of it, and took her measurements and figured out exactly what Susie was looking for and what made her feel more confident, what she wanted to hide, what she wanted to accentuate so that she could get the style that fit her best. And then Susie met with Jane, the designer, the fashion designer, and they put everything together and created a design that Susie was so excited for. What did I do there? I told you a story. I told them the process that they would go through in my business when they walk through the door of how they're going to get a custom bathing suit, but I didn't have to sell them on the process. Instead, I sold them on Susie. She evoked that emotion with them. They connected with her at the beginning. They knew her struggle because you're going to be talking to your ideal audience, remember. So whatever their struggle is, you speak to that pain point with a story that's relevant. All right, so how easy was that to showcase what I do when they walk through the door instead of having to just tell them? Whatever you do in your business, your process, you can educate people the same way. This is what we're going to do, but use somebody else in the picture that they can connect with. That's all a story is making that emotional connection. So that's educational stories to walk them through something you're knowledgeable in. All right, so the next one is inspirational. I love this. Let's take Susie again, your own customer. Susie sends us a card in the mail, and it's got a photo of her on her trip to Mexico where she wore that custom bathing suit, and she was so excited about it. She was so happy, and she just wanted to thank us. So you do a video about that. And what happens is that person watching feels good for Susie because now Susie feels good. And with an inspirational story, that means that your business is being connected to that audience member by way of happiness or joy. You're bringing joy to that person. When you go to a motivational quote account, you know you're going to be happy when you get there, right? So start giving that to your audience as inspiration. When you can inspire them in any way, that makes you feel makes them feel like your business is doing something good for them. And that's when they choose you, is when they know you're going to make them feel good too. All right, and the very last one that you can use today would be community. And let's say that is that's just bringing your business and your community together. So let's say Susie came into the store for her consultation. You could do a video on, hey, this is Susie. She, found us on Facebook or found us on Instagram, and she came in for her free consultation. She's coming in to pick up her bathing suit. Isn't it awesome? Here's a picture of her with Jane. Here's a picture of her with Kate. And here's a picture of her in Mexico wearing the bathing suit. That can be an inspirational story, but that is where you're tying the two together. So you're tying together your business with your community. And people want to be a part of a community. That's what they want to feel like. They're part of something. They're part of the story. So see how sharing that story ties people in, brings them in, because you can then say something like, hey, when you come in, let us know. We can feature you. Or, hey, let me create a poll. I want to get your opinion. That's the word I'm looking for. So here's a suit here. Here's a suit. Here's one Susie chose. Here's another version of it. Which one would you pick? You're part of the community. You're giving them feedback. That's what sells, are those stories and being connected by an emotion. All right. That's all it is, evoking emotion. So again, that's educational stories, inspirational, and community stories. Get them working in your business and you will feel less salesy. And if you're still stuck, on how to sell on social media. I've got a brand new training out. It is my 7-step smart strategy to selling on social. Head to salesonsocial.com, or if you're on Instagram, go to the link in the bio, salesonsocial.com, and that's going to get you my 4-part video training series on how to attract people to you, how to get them to follow you, how to tweak your profile so that it looks good, it makes sense to the person visiting, and how to continually nurture them. Again, salesonsocial.com. I'll see you there, but get engaged and get storytelling.